has now ended. You can find more coverage at roseslive.co.uk. You're listening to Roses Live, brought to you by URY and Bailwig FM.
After 5 excellent games, going from ladies threes all the way to ladies ones, and we have open threes and open twos that have played today. We're looking forward to this last game. Should be a high intensity, really exciting game.
Yep, we've had York ones in possession so far with a shot on goal just then, saved by the keeper. Lancaster looking to outlet, in a bit of hassle under Jack Campbell, but
yep, and it's put off by a York player, so this will be a Lancaster sideline. And they'll be looking to get a foothold in this game nice and early. They're looking to go backwards and looking for the transfer. This is being blocked off by York, so a long crash ball forwards. Lancaster in possession here, looking to drive forwards.
Yep.
Good tackle there from York.
Was looking for the ball behind, no options. Tried to turn, then went back behind. He's an outlet from their right wing back, and hit off by York 44.
Yeah, it's a free hit now for Lancaster, right in their deep right-hand corner. And we're looking for an aerial pass there.
Getting over York's high press.
And that is well taken down by Johnny McCain for York.
Yeah.
We will just go through the team sheets for those joining us. For York, we have number 1, Hazel Demir in goal. Number 2, Jack Smalley. Number 3, Fred Keegan. Number 5, Elliot Lowe. Number 8, Oreo Savides. Number 9, Kit Woods. Number 10, the captain, Assam Boone. Number 13, Johnny McCain. Number 23, Ben Glossop. Number 29, Samuel Aldous. Number 30, Bertie Pinching. Number 37, Mickey Strannock. Number 38, Matthew Duff. 42, George Starr. 44, Jack Campbell. And number 57, Will Appleton.
And on the Lancaster side, we have 77 and captain, Dougie Alexander. Number 2 and goalkeeper, Joe Reed. 86, Owen Price. 75, Morgan Bradley. 85, George Chapman. 83, Will Sherrick. 93, Marcus Allen. 80, Matt Mayer. 88, James Aldous. 98, Victor Van Kellegom. 86, Harry Tallents. 73, Ollie Moss. 91, Felix Wood. 81, Chris Graham. 89, James Sweetman. 55, Alex Potts.
Thank you very much. York have a free hit just inside the Lancaster half, and they look for an aerial ball forwards. That's intercepted by Lancaster, but then a good tackle from York, but Lancaster will mop up this free ball. Ball into the centre, but it's a bit of a loose pass, and York have the ball on the edge of the D here, looking to get it forwards into the D. Lancaster defending well, protecting the D. York having to go backwards, but York have still got possession, and they're back into the centre-back.
York Johnny midfield McCain. Take it back to Johnny McCain in the back, up to Jack Smalley, number 2. Good ball in, but intercepted by Lancaster, number 90. And umpire signal for Lancaster, 16 hit out.
It was a foot in the D from York there, so Lancaster will have the ball at the back, and they look to transfer it across from centre-back to centre-back, and a ball into the middle from Lancaster, successful. And a ball played into the York legs there, and that will be a free hit for Lancaster. Ball played nice and quickly into the middle. Lancaster looking to move down towards the left-hand side. Ball in the top left-hand corner for Lancaster. They're looking to make progress into the D. A good spin there. And
York putting good pressure on. Lancaster still at possession. It's like a York 16 hit out.
Yeah, and York will look to get some time on the ball. It's a bit of an end-to-end game so far. Very entertaining. What's your thoughts so far, Izzy?
Lots of running for the midfield, I'm sure. Must be getting tired, especially in the sun. But, I mean, both teams are good at keeping possession when they've got it. They're just putting it into some silly sticks. Oh, ball goes into the crowd. That looks like it should be a Lancaster ball out from a sideline. Player just running after it now.
Yes, so, Lancaster will have the opportunity for a sideline. Looking like York are setting up a high press here.
Lancaster going for the transfer, back into their midfield and then back out to their defence. Great use of the space there.
York seems to be trying to put pressure on these wide balls when Lancaster have the ball at the back, but Lancaster are getting some success from that wide pass. Welcome to everyone joining us on radio. Apologies for the technical difficulties we had right at the start. The umpire has just issued a green card, so that will be a 2-minute sit on the sideline for number 37 from York. Lancaster have the ball in the midfield. It was good interception there from York.
Lancaster should really be using this opportunity to use their overload and hopefully get a goal in, but they don't seem to be doing that. They're on the defensive at the minute, trying to force the ball through that through York midfield, but not quite getting it through, putting it through a lot of flat sticks.
But that's a loose pass there from York, looking to pass out wide right, and that'll be a Lancaster sideline on the far side. Lancaster taking their time here, not wanting to rush the play. We've seen different tactics used across the day today.
Yeah.
Some from counter-attacking to some possession-based.
0-0, no real reason to rush it. If they were a couple goals down, maybe, but I think both teams are sort of taking their time, trying to get the feel of the pitch and the game. And I assume in the next sort of 5-10 minutes, it'll pick up a bit and the intensity will get a bit higher, and sort of true colours will start to show a bit.
York have got some possession in their own half here. They've played it wide out to the right. Some good skill there from the right back to play the ball forwards. As passes slightly overhit, and that will be a Lancaster sideline. Seems to be the play. Lots of play here. Turnovers in the middle. York working it from the back, and then not quite making that ball connect.
Yeah,
to the final
York
third.
seem to be doing a lot of winning the ball back from Lancaster quite well, but not really knowing where to do with it, and not putting it up to their forwards and just sort of chucking it off either the sideline or the back line, which is doing well to get them a bit of height up the pitch, but in terms of possession, not very productive.
Yes. Lancaster playing a ball into the middle here, and they will look to recycle that back. Transfer is on here, and that is played, so that Lancaster will try and bring the ball forwards. Ball into the middle. There's a really good interception there from York, a good tackle in the middle from Oreo Savides, but he has been dispossessed, and now Lancaster have the opportunity to run the ball up the left-hand side. There's some really good skill there.
York slow on the tracking back as well. It's gone through some of that. I think that's Sam Boone through the middle, gone out wide, back to the centre backs, and one touch pass to the wing. Interesting to see what they're going to do here.
York bringing the ball forward well. They go good possession here, and it will recycle it back to. Good spell of possession from York, making sure they get comfortable on the ball. Ball played forwards up the left-hand side.
Lancaster
Can't quite keep possession of the
turnover.
ball, and there's a flying stick on the pitch. Not quite sure what happened there.
Not quite what you want to let go of in the middle of a hockey game, but.
So Lancaster have regained possession, and they are transferring the ball around the back. A nice ball into the middle, lots of space there to drive into, and it's moving over to the centre right. Some really good skill there. Lancaster are moving forwards towards the D, and York get hold of the ball. It's going to be a free hit to York here, the umpire.
Great tackle from number 2, Jack Smalley. Great to get possession of what was a very sort of intense Lancaster counter-attack. York are transferring it on the back. Johnny McCain goes for an aerial.
Well taken down there over on the right-hand side by Elliot Lowe. Ball into the D. Can't quite connect with a York stick there. It's a nice idea, but there will be a Lancaster 16. Lancaster looking to take this one quickly. Transfer to the other centre-back. Ball bounced back into him, and the centre-back has got time and space to move into. It's a lovely ball onto the right-hand side, but can't quite get control of it, so York have regained possession.
Interception from number 9, Kickwood. Pass to Jack Campbell, trying to force it through the middle, but got players on him. Oh, Jack Campbell's on the floor.
Lancaster regained possession and now can move down the left-hand side, slowing the game down, and now some skill to get past. There's a good tackle there from York. York can bring the ball forwards, but under pressure. Got a bit of time and space. Here's Elliot Lowe looking for a forward pass. Oh, he's going by himself, moving towards the D. Can he get a ball in? A lovely ball in, and a shot. And it is blocked by his own player there for York, and Lancaster have the opportunity to move forward at some pace.
York player, I think, got a bit of a hit in the stomach. Number 57, Will Appleton, looks to be a bit doubled over in pain.
York have regained possession from that Lancaster counter-attack, and are looking to keep hold of the ball, find some space. A pass intercepted there by Lancaster, but it can't keep control of the ball, and that will be a York sideline on the far side.
Very end-to-end game so far. No real shots on goal yet, but should hopefully liven up in a bit, see what happens. Any score predictions?
I think we're going to see a 2-0 win for York, looking like they're keeping good possession of the ball.
Interesting.
But we will see. Game.
Yeah, lots of end-to-end, not I think both keepers have been quite bored so far, not a lot to do. Midfield's not so much. I'm imagining they're a bit out of breath.
In this heat, on this pitch.
Yeah,
particularly
not pleasant.
Biggest
Very
game of the season for
exposed.
both teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any score predictions for today?
Oh, I think both teams are going to get goal.
Yep.
Oh, as a York player, I want to say York with the win, but honestly, not sure. I think it could very much go either way.
That's a good tackle there from Johnny McCain at the back. He can't quite keep control of the ball.
Lancaster sideline. It's number 86 to take from Lancaster.
He's looking to drive the ball forwards into the space. Looking for an option now. It's a good skill there.
Well held off by York. Good pressure on. Lancaster seems to be stuck in the corner. Past another Lancaster player, but can't quite manage to get out of that space.
That is going to be a foul there committed by the York player, and that will be a Lancaster free hit. He's got time. Won't be able to go straight into the D from here, but is looking to find a pass. He's stuck in the corner, jabbed out by York. That would be a Lancaster sideline. The view from the commentary position is quite tough, so apologies if I get anything slightly wrong here. But Lancaster have the sideline. They've played the ball in.
Yeah, very congested zone. Lancaster's opposite. Oh, and York have had the turnover.
Looking to get the ball out of that corner, their back corner, York. Ball's played out, but it looks like Lancaster still have possession, and they are driving forwards. Has that ball gone out? It has. That will be a York sideline. Lancaster can't quite keep the ball in when trying to drive down their right-hand side.
Well hassled by York.
It's a 16.
York are pressing quite high here, putting a lot of pressure on the Lancaster side. Lancaster seems to be looking around, not quite sure what to do, go for the transfer. Holding onto it, back up the sides, looking like they might transfer back again. Yep, there we go. York have the opportunity to put a lot of pressure on, maybe even win a ball back straight in front of the goal. That's a risky area.
But Lancaster have managed to do this well. As saying that, interception there from York, tackled by Lancaster, but that is a foul, so York will have a free hit just outside the D. It's played into number 23 for York, back out wide, ball into the D, intercepted by Lancaster. And Lancaster have the opportunity to drive out here. Some really good skill to get past his man there, and he'll drive down the width, and a foul there by George Stark from York. Lancaster have a free hit, looking to take it quickly. Good ball into the middle. It's intercepted by York. York will drive forwards at some pace here. York have still got control of the ball. Number 44 in the middle.
York looking for an option here. Goes for the square ball, but that's intercepted by Lancaster. Oh, bit of a shove there, but not getting called by the umpires. Oh, there we go. Lancaster ball.
Yeah, there's a bit too much contact there in the middle from York, and that will be a Lancaster ball. An opportunity for them to try and get out of their own half, and have been under some pressure. An aerial pass played long forwards, straight to the Lancaster
York,
player.
number 13, goes for the interception, but misses. Goes to the intended Lancaster player. York putting pressure on, 2v1. The Lancaster player gets out well. Goes to the square ball across. Oh, well receptive by Lancaster. Short corner won by Lancaster. This is a prime opportunity to score a goal.
York have regained possession. But a loose.
Really wanting this win, finishing the day on a high.
York doing well to move the ball here. It's very good skill there at the right back position to drive the ball forwards. Ball played into the middle to the centre midfielder, Jack Campbell, the goal scorer. Ball played forwards. And can York make something of this? They have the ball in the wide top right position and are recycling it back towards the edge of the D. Ball played to the edge of the D here, and missed by the York player.
By number 23. Lancaster sideline.
And Lancaster will look to transfer the ball across. The centre-back's got time and space, so he's not going to be forced into making a pass.
York backing off a bit, not pressing as high as they have previously, giving Lancaster a lot more space to move with.
It's a long aerial ball taken down well by York, and York will bring the ball forwards with Fred Keegan here. And can't quite keep control of the ball, and Lancaster get a good tackle here in their right-back position. But the pass to the centre-back is wayward.
Goes for the outlet back, but just not quite in position there. That was a thrown away shot by Lancaster, really. They put themselves in a bit of trouble here.
And popular with the York sideline there.
Very loud. Lancaster's sideline, not so much, but it is the end of quite a hot day, so I think everyone's getting a bit tired.
as a free hit for York on the side from a stick tackle. Drive the ball in, and the ball is played onto a foot, so York will have another free hit just outside the D. They won't be allowed to go straight into the D, so they'll look to play it wide here to number 37. Back into the D. Can York make anything? Missed by everyone in the middle. Unfortunately, no one could get onto that, and that will be a...
no touches, defenders and attackers alike.
Looks like that will be a long corner, so the last touch off. Lancaster, sorry, a sideline there. And York bringing the ball into the D. Can't quite make the pass connect, and Lancaster have the opportunity to drive out. But they're being well penned in by York here. And York have got a turnover into the D. Can they make anything of it? Ball onto a foot, maybe? No, York has still got possession of the ball.
Number 9 a bit trapped.
Tried to play it onto a Lancaster. Looks like knee, but the umpires deem that to be a dangerous play, and so Lancaster will have a free hit here. But the pass is poor, and York can bring the ball forwards in the wide right area. A free hit from a ball played into a foot, but Lancaster has an excellent tackle there, can bring the ball forwards. Looking to play on the left-hand side, but can't quite make their passes connect, and York will have a sideline midway into the Lancaster half. Ball recycled there by Jack Smalley from York, and
on the halfway line, looking like they might transfer again, but instead pushing it through the middle, a little bit forced, but York seems to keep hold of possession. Ball goes off, sideline to Lancaster.
Yeah, the York captain there can't quite get the ball under control, and so the ball has gone out. But York employing a press, they are trying to prevent that line pass, forcing Lancaster to make this transfer along the back with the centre-backs. The Lancaster centre-back's got some time and space, plays a ball into the middle towards the centre midfielder, and it's a great turn. He's got past his man and will drive down the line. Comes inside, really well done. It's a one-on-one here.
Oh, and saved by keeper Vasil Demir. They've gone for a second. Oh, and umpire saying 16 to York. Well cleared by Vasil Demir, York keeper.
Aerial pass played forward. York can't get it under control, so it will fall to the Lancaster defenders. Almost a tackle there from York, but can't quite get control of the ball, so Lancaster will bring the ball forwards. It's a ball played through the middle, and York get hold of the loose ball. It will drive the ball forwards through the middle and look to recycle as Lancaster close those gaps in the forwards areas.
Ball taken out to the left wing and then back out to the centre, transferred to the right side of the pitch. Right midfield seemed to hold, but then lose it after a Lancaster tackle. But still York possession. Lancaster had the last touch on the ball. Seemed to have lost the ball behind the dugout briefly. Oh, and they have it back now.
And York playing the aerial ball forwards. Well, that's into a really good area if York can get onto this ball. They have, and have got the ball on the edge of the D, right at the top.
Great spin out by Ben Glossop.
But they can't quite keep control of the ball. Lancaster bring it out, and that is a foul from the from the York player. Lancaster will have a free hit here, and looks to get the ball out forwards. Lancaster have been getting some nice counter-attacking play going, but can't seem to keep too much possession going forwards. York have definitely enjoyed the better chances so far, other than the 2 goals that we've seen.
Yeah, just still not quite being clinical enough in front of the goal there, and getting into the D a fair bit, but then just not getting those shots on in the way they need to.
Definitely seems like a cagey game where both teams are definitely protecting their goal more than going for a goal, and we might see the game open up as play continues.
Yeah,
I believe a short corner has been awarded to Lancaster. Not quite sure what that was for, but Lancaster will have another opportunity to replicate their goal, first goal of the game.
Be interesting to see if they go for a different strike on goal, if they go left, right.
And the York defenders, there are 4 defenders in the goal and 1 goalkeeper, and they'll be looking to protect that goal better than they did for Lancaster's last short corner.
Short corner, 4 defensive players and the keeper in the goal. The rest all have to start behind the halfway line. Lancaster players can start wherever they like. And that's another goal for Lancaster. That's 2-1.
Yeah, that's the ball saved by the keeper initially, but the rebound there scored by Lancaster to make it 2-1 to Lancaster. Their short corner routines have been very effective so far, and York will have to think of something better to do to deal with those in the future.
Yeah, they've been very precise with them, no throwing away of opportunity. York, I think, are struggling a bit to defend against them, but doing very well in the midfield, to be fair to them, bringing the ball back up the pitch. That's a York sideline taken by number 9, looking for the pass. Taken into the middle. I believe that's Ellie. Oh, that's Bertie pinching. Recent substitution.
Really good interception there from York. Plays it into the D. Can York get a shot off? Not quite, and that is out for a Lancaster 16.
Well controlled on the air, but just unfortunately couldn't quite get the touch on for goal. Lancaster taking for a 16. York not pressing as highly as they have. They seem to be dropping off a bit. Play to Lancaster number 80, who misses the touch, but teammates managed to keep possession.
Lancaster moving the ball forwards, but that's really well out by Johnny McCain, the York vice-captain. But they can't keep control of the ball, and that's a free hit for York there. Lancaster penalised, and York will get the play underway, moving the ball well out to the left-hand side, but put under immediate pressure by Lancaster, and they run into trouble, and Lancaster have a free hit. They've taken early, driving through, and keep driving. York are trying to put some pressure and stop this ball coming into the D. The Lancaster player's done really well and has unfortunately run into trouble. I believe he's kicked the ball there, and York will have a free hit.
Lancaster have been very quick with taking all their free hits, running straight onto them. York, you can see, are taking a little bit more time, maybe being more careful, but losing that element of surprise and speed. York centre-backs have it at the minute, transferring out to the right, attempting to get up the pitch, but lifting, and it's a foul awarded against York, so Lancaster have a sideline, I believe. Yeah,
Lancaster's counter-attacks have been very quick and have been putting York under a lot of pressure, but York have been doing well to try and slow that down and then allow their defenders to get back into position, and so we're yet to see a goal not from a short corner. Lancaster have the ball.
Especially in this sun, it's quite, I think the York side are finding it quite difficult keep matching that Lancaster intensity.
Yes.
Hence the sort of back and forth in the middle, but more towards the York defensive D.
A bit too much shoulder-to-shoulder contact there for the umpire's liking. The York player hitting the deck and being awarded the free hit. A lovely ball played wide from the York player, but can't quite control up in the Lancaster half, and so Lancaster have possession now, just moving over the halfway line and bringing it back, consolidating possession, and it's moved out wide to the right back. Good tackle there by York. Let's see what they can do. Striving well up the line. Some good contact, shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Nothing from the umpire though, and York bringing the ball forwards.
York looking to run up the line, but getting hassled by the player in front. Some very physical play, but Lancaster ultimately win the ball. Defence step up to take the ball, looking to maybe transfer. York all running back behind the ball, trying to put as much pressure on the Lancaster side as possible. Lancaster go for the transfer in lots of space, since York just all run back. Lancaster number 19, a lot of space, goes for the central ball. And then back out to the defence, still around the halfway. Lancaster are putting a lot of pressure on the York side here.
Lancaster are transferring this ball well, although York are putting them under some pressure. But if Lancaster can beat this press, they will have some space in the midfield. They tried to play a ball out to the right back, and it's a very good pass. But it's an even better tackle from the York player, and York can now try and counter-attack. It's played wide to the right, but the first time pass, which is quite challenging in hockey, doesn't quite make its target, and Lancaster can drive forwards.
There's just not quite enough speed on it, unfortunately. Something that
umpire awards a free hit for a stick tackle there to Lancaster, so that is where the tackle goes. The defending team tries to make a tackle and hits through the stick of the attacking team.
York setting up once again quite high, trying to put as much pressure on the Lancaster defence as possible, but they don't seem too bothered by it, just going for the transfer. Oh, ball well taken by George Starr for York. But then I think that was a back stick by a York player, so then Lancaster free hit around the 25.
Yeah, Lancaster enjoying a good spell of possession here. So far we've seen York having the ball, but that aerial pass from Lancaster is a little bit overhit, and the Lancaster forwards can't keep that one in.
Yeah, some well-matched sides here, but Lancaster seem to be maintaining a lot of the possession in this half. York looking to get that back, using an aerial to hopefully try and get over some Lancaster players, but umpire seems to have deemed that dangerous. Evidently tried to receive it too close to another player.
The York forward was not happy with that decision from the umpire. But it will be a Lancaster free hit.
Yeah,
midway in
Lancaster
their own
taking
half.
their time here, making the most of their 1 point lead. Not technical.
So the score remains 2-1 to Lancaster, with Lancaster in possession in their own half, and they are as a lovely ball down the left-hand side, beating the York press, and now they can drive forward at pace. Played further to the left, but miscontrolled by the Lancaster forwards. Ends up hitting his own foot, and York will have the free hit in their back right-hand corner.
Lancaster have some quite speedy forwards, which I think York defence and York sort of defensive mids are really struggling to combat against with such a ping-pong game like this one is.
Umpire has called for a free hit there to York. Not quite sure what that was given for, but York will regain, retain possession, transferring it round the back from right to left, and York bringing the ball up the line. That pass is not quite connected, and that'll be a Lancaster sideline.
Hits the crowd, they don't seem too bothered.
So a very good crowd here from both sides. It's good to see that hockey's being a well-supported sport. And what's your reflection of the game so far?
Yeah, I think it's been very back and forth. The teams are quite evenly matched. I think it'll really come down to the second half and who tires more easily.
Definitely. It's a really, really hot day today. It's definitely heated up through the day. And that just makes that running that little bit harder. And the use of rolling substitutes in hockey, where they can roll on and roll off, will definitely be tested today.
Yeah, it's a dry pitch too. It's been hot all week. It hasn't rained in a while. You might see during a short corner injectors putting some water down on the pitch. That's just sort of speed up the speed of the injection and hopefully get a goal off that. But yeah, it's difficult when it's this hot and the pitch is this dry. The ball doesn't move the way you want it to, not as quickly, and you can see the players are struggling with this.
York have shown some nice play through the middle there to keep the ball and have just moved the ball back towards their defenders to consolidate their possession and looking to drive it forward. Some good skill there from the York left back.
It's under quite a lot of pressure there, but managed to get out. Ball goes centre back, who drives up the pitch.
Into the captain here, Sam Boone, who's trying to drive it forward. Goes past one man and looks to spread the ball wide to the right back position. Nothing forward, thinks York, and so they move back towards their centre backs. And let's see where they can move the ball forwards.
Yeah. York are finding themselves overloaded quite a few times in 2v1, struggling to get the ball quite through the middle, just because they don't have the people around them. I think York will need to get a few more people up and just create some more options, because they're struggling to get it past that attacking 25 line.
Good skill.
Jumper is outdoors a bit more aggressive and a bit more ball crashy, so I think it definitely gives you a lot more discipline as a player. Sort of switching between the two types of hockey, I think, can be quite difficult. You've seen some players sort of back off a bit more today, not so much in this game, but others. Settings, that's when you have both your feet on the floor and your stick flat and one hand on the floor, and then the opposition player can't try and take the ball straight through you. It'll be...
Would I just like to apologise briefly for the technical difficulties we've had on the stream and the radio today. Hopefully it should be all back up and running, and as we get into this second half, it should be another entertaining game. What do you think will be going on in the two team talks here today?
I think it'll be a lot of keep up the intensity. Both teams have been very hot on that that first half. I think they're both struggling with having shots on goal. They're getting up to that D line, but not quite having the shots they need to. Probably trying to go for more short corners than shots on goal, to be completely honest. They've been a lot more successful at that, both sides, and it's a lot easier to score just because there's less players in the D and it's a lot less congested and you can see what you're doing. But yeah, I think only time will tell, really.
I think that's definitely the case. From these short corners, the defending team's only allowed those 4 players and the goalkeeper, whereas the attacking team are allowed as many as they want. So it definitely gives an attacking advantage. And both sides have done really well to capitalise from all of the short corners they've had. York have had one re-award, and then they scored from that, and Lancaster have scored both of their short corners, and that is the difference today.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's 2-1 to Lancaster, but it's all still to play for. A lot can happen in 35 minutes.
Definitely, it's been a very even game. I wouldn't say either side have been particularly better than the other, and so that will make for a very, very entertaining second half. as particularly if the score remains as it is, York will have to go for it a little bit more.
Yeah, very much. I think it's two very well matched sides. It'll just come down to the endurance of the mainly midfield, but also defence in the last sort of 15-10 minutes. It's very end to end, and in the heat, I'm sure the players are struggling a bit here.
Yeah, and that intensity is only compounded by a long and successful season for both teams. Both of these teams play in the second tier of the Bucks Northern Hockey, but they do play in different leagues because this is split in the north area between West and East. Lancaster won the Northern Conference Cup. Both teams played in that, so Lancaster had a successful run, beating Newcastle 2s, Leeds 2s, Durham 5s. To win in the cup. York came third in their league, a fairly successful season, and I think both teams will be happy with their league season, but I think Lancaster will be the happier of the two teams out there today as they go in with a slender lead.
Yeah, both teams have had an incredible season. It's been a long one as well. I mean, both of them playing since pre-season, so that's August, and then we're up to May now, so it's quite a few months. Lancaster, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but also play in the Saturday England Hockey Leagues. York don't, but a lot of their players play for either City of York Hockey Club or Brig Hockey Club, which is about 45 minutes from York. So some players who have played a lot of hockey for many, many months, who I'm sure are tired, their bodies are feeling it a bit, and are probably looking forward to the in-between season break here.
Yeah. The last game of the season is a really big one, and it'll be one big last push. And for a lot of these players out here, it will be their last Roses game, their last university hockey game, and so I'm sure all of these players will want to go out with a bang and a successful end to their season.
Yeah, I mean, last game of the season, everyone wants to leave everything on the pitch, but especially for those leavers, there's a lot riding on this emotionally, and just in terms of ending off their university careers, we seem to have players now setting up again for the restarting of the second half. Any score predictions from you?
Well, I said 2-0 to York at the start of the game, and that's obviously not going to be the case. So I would like to see another goal from York, just to keep this game nice and close, and I think it'll end 2-2, but it'll be really tense towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I think chance of a draw are high here, but it'll just really depend on how those players hold up with the intensity. It's a long game, and you can see they were starting to tire a little bit in that first half, but hopefully that break should have provided them a bit of talks from both their coaches. It's normally a bit of a help.
So just before the second half gets underway, the first half, it was a pretty end-to-end game. York enjoying a little bit more of the possession, but Lancaster being quite effective on the counter-attack. Both sides getting some short corners, Lancaster scoring 2 from short corners, and York scoring in between those 2 Lancaster goals. So it starts the second half at 2-1 to Lancaster. York have got the ball just into this in their half at the start of this.
Taking their time, we're looking for the free hit. Johnny McCain looking for the central ball, just gets deflected by a Lancaster player, but that has come off a Lancaster stick, so that's a York sideline from the left side, probably about halfway up the pitch here.
Ball has gone behind the dugouts. We might have a little bit of a pause in the gameplay.
A York pitch classic here.
Yeah.
Quite easy to lose the ball.
But York have driven the ball forward really quickly. Ball getting towards the top of the D. Can they fashion a chance? It's a shot. It goes quite high on the reverse. It's quite a difficult technique to get right.
Yeah,
and
player goes for the deflection in, but just not quite there. That is a very difficult ball to pick, so not surprised. Lancaster sideline up there, right in the corner. York putting a lot of pressure on, but their press isn't too high, so it leaves a lot of room for the Lancaster players. York goes in for a tackle, but Lancaster comes around him. Still holding up ball.
Done well there, and then played it into what looks like a York body there. Some might have thought that might have been a bit dangerous. The umpires don't think so, and that will be a Lancaster free hit. Lancaster taking their time here, looking for options, and they've played it back. And will they look to transfer the ball? Ball played into the screen, into the bottom middle there, and Lancaster playing the ball. They've transferred it well to the right, and they're bringing the ball up the right-hand side. He's kept, despite some York pressure, kept hold of the ball, and that is a free hit. A bit too much contact there from York, knocking the Lancaster fullback off balance.
First couple of minutes of this half, we've got a repeat of the first half, very end-to-end.
Yeah.
Still 2-1, but we'll just see.
I expect the game to follow that end-to-end pattern. all game. And I don't think we'll see too much shift from that. It's a very, very intense game, lots of running.
Yeah, very much a game of attrition. It will just come down to who can hold on the longest in this game. We'll go to number 37, Mickey, looking for the line ball, gets deflected off a Lancaster player. Ooh, bit of tension there between the two, but they seem to have both walked off.
York taking the free hit nice and quickly. Number 37 driving down the line, but driving into trouble. Unhappy with the umpire's decision there to not give a free hit to York. But Lancaster can bring the ball towards the York D, into the D, and a flat stick from York, but the Lancaster player goes past him and trips over the York player, and that has a short corner been awarded. There's definitely some words said between the two players after that.
Yes, the York player's got a bit too low. Lancaster player lifted the ball into his leg, and that was a short corner. York don't look too happy with that, but
Lancaster have scored both of their short corners they had in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make this a third.
York have been put in a dangerous spot here.
So the Lancaster injector is just walking over towards the left-hand side of the D, just inside the D.
Number 73 looking for the injection here.
He's just getting set up now. Very precise setup. Ball injected to the top of the D. Drag flick, and it's wide from Lancaster. York will take some courage from that. Stopping Lancaster's most successful attack, and have brought the ball forward really quickly, and it's a good spin there on the left-hand side, moving the ball forwards, reverse pass played forwards, but
Lancaster took a lot of players up there for the short corner, which could have paid off, but they lost the ball, and York really capitalised on that counter-attack, leaving with only 2 defenders near the goal, so Lancaster looked like they had to run back very quickly and seemed to struggle for the first little bit there. Managed to delay them, York sideline.
Just played. Looks like a stick tackle there from the Lancaster player, and York have a free hit. Can they get the ball into the D? Looks like that was a back stick there, and Lancaster have a free hit just on the 16. Transferred across out to the right back. This right back had some joy getting down the line, but elects to play it towards the middle. Driven back towards the right-hand side by the centre midfielder here. He's run into danger there and plays it backwards to the right back. The right back looks to find the centre back again, and York are pressing nice and high here, blocking the forward channels for the Lancaster players.
Lancaster passing into space there, making the most of that transfer, but trapping that ball. Keeper getting involved. Open goal at the minute.
It's unusual for the keeper to get involved there, but it's very good control from the keeper just to keep the ball nice and slow for their centre-back to get hold of. Good twisting and turning there from the Lancaster, number 83. But it's a really good tackle from York, but he can't quite keep hold of the ball. And it's going to be a York sideline. Lancaster can't quite keep the ball in. Popular with the crowds.
Just trying to force it high too much from Lancaster. Missed ball from Lancaster. Oh, no, kept on.
And that's going to be a
long corner. Lots of aerials this game, more than I think we've seen in any other game today.
Yeah.
Certainly keeps it interesting, but it is quite a congested middle, so it's a good way of getting the ball over all the defenders and into space near the
Definitely
opposing
tend
goal.
to see more aerials in these open fixtures rather than the ladies' fixtures.
Yes, definitely.
Why do you think that's the case?
I think men tend to carry the ball more than the women's game do. Women tend to see more passing than running with the ball, so I think normally the women's side, if they've got a hit out, they would pass it between each other, and normally it would go out to the wide and then back in.
That's a short corner awarded there for York. Sorry for cutting across. I'm not quite sure. It's quite away from our commentary position here, so I can't quite tell you what that was given for. But York will look to replicate their previous short corner and tie this game up. I'm expecting another drag flick here from York. They're just taking their time, making sure they get set up properly. It's really important in a short corner because these can be meticulously practiced from the attacking and defensive side, and so York will be looking to take advantage of this.
York setting up, ready to inject.
And ball's injected
into the top. Goes for back to injector, just misses, unfortunately, for York.
And the umpire has given the ball to Lancaster. It looks like a 16 for Lancaster. And Lancaster looking to set up nice and quickly. York are pressing, it seems York are pressing slightly higher in this half, trying to stop that transfer from Lancaster. I wonder if that's something that's been said at half-time.
Yeah, I think so. Really trying to put the pressure on the Lancaster side as much as they can, keep them in that corner. As you can see
balls-
there, both of them boxing those Lancaster players into the corner, not giving them anywhere to go.
Ball's in the back corner there with Lancaster. I wonder if he's going to try an aerial pass. He does. Aerial ball played forwards. Missed by the York player, but regains possession. Loose ball falls to Lancaster. It is a foot there from York, and Lancaster will have the ball just inside the York half. A free hit towards the right-hand centre of the pitch.
York forwards dropping back, trying to put as much pressure on that Lancaster side as they can. Ball goes for the transfer around the halfway line. Gets a bit stuck with York putting pressure on, but managed to get back out into the middle.
Lancaster bringing the ball forwards, ball into the D, but well intercepted by the York centre-back, and that is a stick tackle, and York will have the opportunity to slow the game down, get a free hit, and the York transfer across from vice-captain to president, and ball played into the middle, and bounced back to the centre-back. Transferred back across into the other centre midfielder.
Out to the left side now, looking for a ball up the line maybe. No, back into the middle.
York playing back to the left back, ball's on the left-hand side. Ball played up the left-hand channel towards the middle, but the loose ball is collected by Lancaster. Lancaster have the ball at the centre-back position, out towards their right-hand side. Back to the centre-back and transferred across towards their left-hand side. But that loose ball is going to be collected by York. No! The Lancaster player gets in there well.
Yeah.
And that
York
looks
player
like...
looking like he might get done for obstruction. Yeah, that's number 13, Johnny McCain, getting a yellow card, looking for about 5 minutes there.
So he will have to sit on the sideline for 5 minutes, and York will be one player down there. And that was for a poor tackle.
Just a bit too physical there, using his body, crossing over in front of the player there.
That bobbling ball there was well intercepted by York, but they can't quite keep the ball in play. Lancaster have it just on the outside of the York D on the Lancaster right flank, and moving forwards, that's going to be a long corner.
Lancaster had a real opportunity there in the attacking D. One player more than the York side, but just managed to throw it away, pushing it off the back line there. So
Lancaster will be looking to take advantage of this one-man overload. Although York break quickly with Elliot Lowe on the left-hand side, plays a one-handed reverse, and
intercepted by the Lancaster side there off the back line.
Although it's looking, it's going to be a York free hit just outside the D. York bringing the ball forwards, and it's a bit of a ball's loose in the middle. Lancaster look like they have possession, and it's going to be a Lancaster sideline. The umpires have just discussed, and Lancaster sideline. Bringing the ball forwards down the right-hand channel. Ball hit forwards, almost intercepted by York, but they can't quite get control. That's going to be a free hit for Lancaster.
Putting a lot of power on that hit up the line there from Lancaster, really trying to force it. Got intercepted, but still managed to get it up a couple of balls later.
It's a really nice interception from that aerial pass from York, and now looking to transfer that ball across back into the left back there, Jack Smalley for York. He's looking for an option. Lancaster press is quite successful here.
Yeah, and Lancaster pressing quite high, really cutting off the transfer, forcing York to aerial, and the ball goes off the sideline on the left halfway.
That aerial pass not quite finding its intended target there from York, but it does get them some distance forwards. Hockey is quite a territorial game. As you can see by that press, the York left back didn't have much of an option, and was forced into that aerial pass. So successful press from Lancaster.
Yeah, both teams using quite zonal presses, so not very man-to-man, really making the most of the space there.
That's quite common at the higher levels of hockey. There's a 50-50 there, and York get away with the ball, and they can drive forwards on the counter-attack. They're going to be reduced to counter-attacking chances, I'm going to guess, with the one-man disadvantage. But it's really well forward from York's number 5. I'm going to apologise for the language if that was picked up on the camera. And that's going to be a long corner for York. York are trying to find a reply to this Lancaster one-goal advantage.
Long corner from York, taken by number 8. Gone back to the defence, transferring round, looking for that ball into the D. Gone back round for the transfer.
And a crash ball played towards the D, intercepted by Lancaster, but it looks like it's hit a foot, and it's going to be a upgraded to a short corner for York. Lancaster hitting the ball away there, and York are going to have another opportunity to have a short corner and hopefully get one back.
They've got an opportunity for an equaliser here, but it really depends on how clinical they are in front of the goal. I think quite often with teams you see them getting a bit caught up and just going for the goal and ending up hitting the keeper's feet. So it'll be interesting to see what York choose to do here.
The York player just stepping out to take this short corner, and it's just getting his setup going. And I imagine we'll see another drag flick taking place. Ball is just about to be injected here, and injected towards the strike.
Straight
Good
off top,
there. Good
go
save
for
from
a
the
drag
keeper.
flick, but saved by the keeper. Still in the D area with York position.
Lancaster getting the ball out here, but that ball has been given to a free hit to York. Maybe a back stick there from Lancaster. York bringing the ball forwards on the right-hand side towards the D, and it's some blocking there, and that'll be a free hit to Lancaster. Lancaster taking their time here. Transfer across to the right-hand centre-back.
Yeah, trying to disrupt the York press here, but they seem to be sticking with it. Lancaster looking for that through ball that's not there, and pressure by number 23 on that Lancaster right back. Ball goes back across on the transfer, quite deep into the Lancaster quarter here. Really feeling the pressure. Number 3, Fred Keegan, putting pressure on the Lancaster ball, forces it off the pitch. Still Lancaster sideline though.
Good tackle there from the York player, and they'll be driving forwards and played towards the middle of the pitch. And York still driving forwards towards the D, looking for options, and it's a good tackle from Lancaster, but that has been given as a foul by the umpire.
Yeah, lots of pressure on that York player there. Quite hard to get out of. Number 8 near him, but not too many options for an outlet there.
Yeah, York struggling with this one player disadvantage, so they'll be looking forward to this 5-minute yellow card being over and bringing this game back to level players. Really good work from the York player, but he can't quite make his pass connect, and Lancaster have the opportunity for a counter-attack here, bringing the ball forwards, and a good interception there from the York player. Umpire has given a free hit to York there, and York will look to let the left centre-back take this. And York transferring a ball to the right-hand side and bringing the ball forwards. Back across to the left centre-back, and a ball towards, connected towards the left channel, and it is a free hit to Lancaster there. York not happy with that decision.
Yeah, Lancaster making substitution there. Both teams are back to 11 on the pitch, I believe. So that Lancaster opportunity has now gone. Didn't quite make the most of that there. Lancaster goes for the transfer, but York high press managed to get the ball off them. York gets the counter-attack. Lancaster player falls over very close to the D there. York going for a shot at goal. But it gets saved by the keeper, another shot, and then defender gets in the way, so the umpire has called for a penalty flick here. So that is just the keeper in goal, and then one player takes a shot from the P spot. Yeah, very good opportunity for York here to get an equaliser.
Yeah, this will be an excellent opportunity for York to take an equaliser here, and they'll be looking to take advantage of this. The player is only allowed to take one step, as we saw in the indoor yesterday. A flick ruled out because of a player taking too long of a run up. So York number 3 here, Fred Keegan.
Yeah, Fred Keegan, yeah, second-year engineering student. His second roses, he's also been playing indoor. And goal by Fred Keegan, that's 2-2. York back in the game here. Keeper Vasil Demir throwing his water whistle up in celebration there. But York will be very pleased with this, I'm sure.
Yeah, York. We have maybe 15-20 minutes to go, and so York will be very happy. This should be a very end-to-end game now at 2-2.
It'll be left to just who can hold on for that little longer bit. I'm sure both teams want that final goal here, don't want to split the points, win roses for their university. Lancaster trying to get the ball up the left line, but pressure by the York side means he loses. Umpire calls for a Lancaster ball. Now another turnover by York. York captain Samuel Boone, number 10, taking the ball from a free hit, leaving it for number 42.
So as it stands, the 4 points available for this fixture will be split between the two sides. So that would be 2 points to each in the Roses battle. That would be a better result for Lancaster than it will be for York, because they are currently ahead in the standings. So York will be looking for this win, and Lancaster have the ball from a sideline, moving the ball forwards, and
taking the ball into the middle now, looking for that forward ball, but no option, so trying to take it back. Intercepted by number 44 from York, but just can't quite get the ball through.
Umpire has given a free hit to Lancaster there, and moved the ball to the right-hand side. Good skill there from the right winger, bringing the ball into the central area.
Lancaster
that pass doesn't quite connect, and York will look to intercept that, but that has come off a foot. And Lancaster have a free hit just outside the D. They're not allowed to go straight into the D. Has to go 5 first.
Yeah, putting himself in a threatening position here. Ball intercepted by number 13 for York.
That is a free hit for York. So York will take their time at the back, ball just on their 16, able to give them a bit of time and space.
York forwards getting higher up the pitch, looking to stretch the game, creating some space here. Oh, that's a dangerous interception from Lancaster, too close to a York player. York free hit from the centre of the pitch, back to the defence.
York having some possession in the middle,
Yeah,
not too many options, but that ball is played down the right-hand side. But and York remain in possession. Some good 3D skills there, and York moving towards the D. Can he get the ball into the D from there? He can, and a free hit awarded to Lancaster there.
Yeah, York did well to move that ball around Lancaster midfield until they found a break, but couldn't quite get the finish on it. So Lancaster 16 here.
Some good dribbling there from the York number 5. Able to get past a couple of Lancaster players there. Almost a bit of a loose pass there, but the Lancaster centre-back remains in possession. But that hit forward is intercepted by the York centre-back, who's bringing the ball forwards. That pass is slightly overhit for the York forward, though, and Lancaster get back in possession of the ball. Looking to move the ball down the left-hand channel is a good interception by the York right-back.
Yeah, number 42 there. Lancaster take that ball quickly, trips over a York stick, but no foul there, so Lancaster keep possession.
Lancaster looking to move the ball to the right-hand side, moving into the York half, and a good interception there from York in the D. And they get the ball out. Can they remain in possession? They can. Good there from York's number 42.
Oh, and just lost possession there around the yellow lines. That's about a third of the way down the pitch. Lancaster ball, playing it back, looking for the transfer, trying to create some space, looking for that opportunity there.
Lancaster moving to the right-hand side, bringing the ball forwards and into the D, left by all the York players, but Lancaster player can't quite take advantage of that. Keeper not happy with the Lancaster player there from York, and but York will have a 16 here, an opportunity to move towards the goal. Ball transferred across from Sam Aldous to Johnny McCain. Ball played into the middle, and York looking to go wide. That channel is blocked, so looking to go backwards.
Yeah, forward pressing high here, putting pressure on Sam Aldous, York centre-back here, number 29. Ball up to the right halfway line.
And hit off a Lancaster stick, and that will be a York sideline.
You can feel the intensity in this game from both the teams and the crowd here. Last game of the day, I think everyone really wants to end this game on a high.
York have the ball in their centre-back position on the left centre-back, switch to the right centre-back. Ball hit into the middle, but intercepted by the Lancaster forwards, and too much contact between the two players, and that will be a Lancaster free hit. Lancaster a bit more intensity of Lancaster's play since the York goal, but that is a good take from the aerial ball from the York player. And he's looking to move forward, drives it to the left back. The left back coming back inside. No options, and now
York really
driving down
looking
that
for
left channel.
space here, struggling to get that ball out. Managed to get to the defender, forcing it back into the same crowded space.
And York have been awarded a free hit on that left-hand side. An aerial pass from the York president in the scrum hat there, and has reached its target, and York's number 44 will drive forwards. No options, so goes back to the centre-backs.
Yep.
Transferred across to this right-hand side.
Number 37 with possession, a lot of space there. Goes for the pass to number 42 on the right-hand corner.
Ball played into the D, and it's now over to the left-hand side with York's left back.
Still kept in by York, looking to transfer, but hit off the Lancaster stick. York sideline again.
York plays the ball into the middle, inside the Lancaster half, trying to drive forward, and a player's gone down there. That looks like York try and take it quickly into the D, but the umpire stops the game there.
Umpires didn't stop time though, clearly not too concerned. York players back up though, interesting to see. Looks to be staying on the pitch, that's not too bad for him.
We've not seen a goal since that York penalty flick, so the game remains at 2-2.
Yes.
Almost an interception there
nearly
from
intercepted there, gone back to York defence. I'd say York has definitely had the majority possession in this game, but Lancaster are putting a lot of pressure on, which you can see York struggling with a bit.
It's definitely been a tense game now. Now it's back to 2-2. Who do you think would be most likely to nick a goal towards the end of this game?
I think York are pressing higher and higher. I think they've created more opportunities for themselves. Lancaster, I think, are doing very well in the counter-attacks in the middle of the pitch. They're just not quite managing to get it into the D. You can see here the crowd are getting closer and closer to the edge of the pitch, everyone getting more and more invested in the game. It's the last game of the day. Everyone's been here since about 9:15, probably about 8 o'clock if you've been playing in that first game. So it's been a long day. It's been a hot day, and I think everyone are keen to see how it'll end.
A late goal in this could really create a reaction in the crowds. I think everyone's edging towards, as you said, edging towards this pitch, hoping for some last-minute action. York have possession of the ball on the left-hand side, but lose possession, and Lancaster can now drive down their right-hand channel, but it's off for a sideline. Ball moved towards the middle for Lancaster, back down that right-hand channel, and off the pitch, off a York stick, and Lancaster have a sideline. Looking to go backwards and back towards the centre-back, looking to transfer across to the left-back, and Lancaster now come down their left-hand side, back towards the centre-back.
Lancaster doing well here to keep possession in their defence. They're in a lot of space, quite high up the pitch, putting a lot of pressure on the York team, but if they get an interception here, they've got a very clear line to goal. So it's a bit of a risk here taken by Lancaster's defence. Lots of transferring, but not going very high up. Ball up to the top left corner. Tackled by number 23. York take a bit of a scuffle for possession there.
And looks to go down the right-hand side. And York's number 30 can drive down this channel now. He's got empty space, but Lancaster are trying to, and have successfully trapped him in that corner. And looking, but it's really good work from the number 30. Spins past the defenders, but there's no one in the D to pass to. And Lancaster regain possession of the ball.
Yeah, good run by York, just not enough people there to support him with that shot on goal.
And I think that's telling the heat and this last game of the season that players on this pitch are tiring. That will change the game, but that might mean that there are more opportunities late in this game for both sides as the game gets more end-to-end as both sides search for a winning goal.
Yeah, I'm sure neither side are keen to end on a draw. It's just who gets that last goal in first.
Ball played forward by Lancaster, off a York stick, lifted dangerously, and that will be a Lancaster free hit. It's definitely a tense end to the game. And Lancaster taking their time to have this free hit.
Coming to the end of the game here.
Lancaster moving the ball back to their centre-backs, transferring from right to left. Are they going to go up the left channel? No, back transferred back. from left to right, and now they have time and space to move forwards. Ball into the D and left by the keeper, just wide of the post, and that'll be a York
Lancaster
16.
defence have been very good at using that transfer, creating space in those York players.
It's definitely had a bit more space given by the York forwards than York have been given by the Lancaster forwards. But I wonder if that is the York forwards saving their energy for these last moments of the game. York driving it forwards, ball into the middle. Can York make something of this? The pass is a little bit wayward, and that is going to be a...
No one quite on post there to get a tap in, unfortunately, from the York side. They'll be disappointed with that.
It's going to be a 16 for Lancaster. Transferred to the right-hand centre-back, back towards the left. That pass in the middle there is loose from Lancaster, and York will drive the ball forwards. Midway through the Lancaster half, they will keep driving forwards. Ball played out wide to the right back, intercepted by Lancaster, and who keep the ball in play and look to beat the York player. Lancaster they still have possession, but York are trying to win this back. There's a free hit there for Lancaster, stick tackle.
Lancaster looking to get some height here. York tracking back with them.
Lancaster transferring again. They've been very successful at this. Both keeping hold of possession quite well, both centre-backs that is, and a good ball through the middle. And
Lancaster have done well with those transfers this game, just struggling a little bit with getting it up in that last third of that pitch there. Intercepted by York number 3, both very quick with that sprint in.
And York have the ball in their right-back position with number 3, Fred Keegan. And that is a stick tackle, and so that will be a York free hit. And that will be taken just in front of us here on the York's right-hand side.
York number 29 signalling to push the ball up further up the pitch, up the line. Goes to number 10, captain Sam Boone.
Into the foot of Lancaster, the defender. And so as we head into the ends of this game, it is 2-2 in this open ones fixture. That aerial ball is played into the Lancaster stick, and they drive up their left-hand side into a York foot.
Yeah, number 8 there, unfortunate.
Lancaster will have a free hit just on the halfway line on the left-hand side.
Getting close to the end of the game now. Both teams have to be disciplined. A little mistake there from number 17, giving York an opportunity to sprint through, but
York can't capitalise on that mistake. That might have been an opportunity to get the winning goal here. Lancaster will bring the ball forwards down the right-hand channel into a York foot, so that'll be a free hit.
A couple of last-minute substitutions here from the York side, hoping that that might make a difference in the last couple of minutes of the game.
Lancaster driving up the right-hand channel. Oh, it's a good take. Can they get the ball into the D? They can, but it's intercepted by York, and York can try and bring the ball out.
Well intercepted by York defence there. That ball was in a very dangerous spot.
And that will be a Lancaster free hit. Bit of a coming together between the two players. No card for the York player.
But a warning from the umpire. So York have been a very physical side this season, but especially in this game too.
Lancaster have a free hit, and they're looking to use this transfer, and pressure from the York. A bit more of a high press from York being operated here. Number 13, who was playing centre-back earlier, pressing their left centre-back here. Interesting display from York.
York are clearly doing all guns blazing, trying to get a goal in this last couple of minutes. Number 13, Johnny McCain, the centre-back that was pressing very high, did get a goal in indoor yesterday, so maybe trying to replicate some of that. That
was trapped by the back stick there for the
bit of a fumbled aerial there, but still managed to get through some Lancaster sticks and awkward height.
Lancaster win the ball in the left-hand channel, and that's going to be a free hit for a stick tackle for Lancaster. So the ball will come back just to this side and this left-hand side for Lancaster, and they'll look to see if they can do anything. York trying to block that transfer pass from Lancaster, but they managed to get it done anyway. Switch to the right-hand side of the pitch.
York consistently pressing very high this game, putting a lot of pressure on the Lancaster side, which you can see are starting to tire from. York intercept, try and put a ball through the middle, but it gets stopped. Push it into a Lancaster foot. York free hit from the back, transferring it around to number 13. Looking for up the right-hand ball. Note they got the middle to the left-hand side.
York have possession on their left-hand channel. Ball played forward, but is intercepted by Lancaster, and Lancaster retain possession of the game. But York have intercepted here, and they look to drive forward. Good tackle from the Lancaster player there. And that is going to be too much contact, and the umpires awarded a free hit to Lancaster.
This half has very much been a repeat of the first one. So end-to-end, both teams getting in front of the goal but not doing a lot with it. But most of the players have been outside of the 2Ds. I'm sure the players are quite tired from that, especially the midfield.
It's been a very, very tense end-to-end game. And Lancaster looking to move the ball forwards here down the left-hand channel. Is tackled by York, and York can bring the ball forwards now. York's number 5. He's got past his man and has moved into the right-hand channel, moving the ball forwards.
3v1 here, not too many options for number 5 from York, trapped in the corner.
And he has, unfortunately, tried to go past the player, and the loose ball has gone off from Lancaster sideline. An aerial pass from Lancaster, taken down by the York number 13, but a missed trap. And it's a one-on-one here for Lancaster. Played across, and a great block on the line.
York fans are going insane.
Big cheer, and a shot from the top of the D from Lancaster, saved by the York goalkeeper. And now York can counter-attack. Really end-to-end now this game, but that loose pass is picked up by Lancaster, and they can try and consolidate this pressure.
Excellent defence from the York side there. I'm sure they'll both be quite happy with that.
Lancaster bringing the ball forward on the right-hand channel, and played into a York leg. That's going to be a free hit just outside the D. But let's just take a moment to talk about that block on the goal line from Jack Smalley. That was incredible.
It takes a lot of skill, that. Just having the stick, I mean, you can see from back here, but they're quite thin. It's hard to get that pick just right and not let it in the goal. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that. His team will be pleased with him for it.
Counter-attack here from York, and it's a push from the York player. And that's going to be a card, I'd imagine. He's been given a green card, I think, by the umpires. That'll be a 2 minutes in.
2 minutes, number 5 for the York side.
That's one of York's forwards, so they'll be struggling to maintain the same level of pressure they've offered in the last 10-15 minutes. So Lancaster have a bit more time and space at the back for their transfer. Looking to move this York midfield and defence from side to side, find an option through the middle. That pass has been played through the middle, but mistrapped, and York have the ball in the centre. Moving towards their forwards, number 30, Bertie Pinching, who runs into a stick tackle from the Lancaster player, and that'll be a free hit from York.
York's really trying to get their players up here, capitalising on having the ball so high up the pitch. Ball goes up into the D, but not a lot happens with it. I think that's a Lancaster 16 there.
Yeah, no player can connect. I wonder if, without the green cards, the York's number 30 would have been there on hand to take that. But Lancaster now move the ball out to the right-hand side, driving down this right-hand channel. Pressure from the York defenders, and the ball has gone off for a York sideline. A missed pass there from Lancaster. York looking to find an option with this sideline. Ball played into the middle, just inside the Lancaster half, into pressure, and Lancaster get the turnover, but that is a foul committed, and that will be a York free hit just to the left of centre, just inside the Lancaster half.
Looking for the ball back, using the space that they've got, trying to force it through a lot of defenders there though. Oh, bit of a collision there, York ball just outside the D.
It's a good opportunity here for York. We've still yet to see a goal from open play. Ball played towards the D, and the full-time whistle has gone, so the game ends 2-2. York 2, Lancaster 2 at this home Roses, so the points are shared. A successful day, I think a more successful day today here for York than it was for Lancaster, but a very, very entertaining game to end.
Yeah, a strong showing from both sides, very end-to-end. I think the teams were very well matched. Neither could quite get that last goal.
I think that was a very entertaining game. I hope everyone watching and listening enjoyed that as well. We saw a penalty corner in the first half from Lancaster to make it 1-0. York responded with a penalty corner of their own to make it 1-1. And then towards the middle of the first half, Lancaster scored another penalty corner to take it to half-time at 2-1 to Lancaster. And then midway through the second half, York got a penalty flick made the game 2-2, and it ended there. A very tense end-to-end game, very entertaining, and a lot of hard work from all the players out there.
Yeah, a lot of work trying to get those fouls in the D. There wasn't a lot of goals or really productive play in the D from free play in the rest of the pitch. But both teams did well to keep possession, and they were both very good at keeping a high press and keeping pressure on each other. I'm sure the players are quite tired after that, especially in this heat.
From history, these games have always been really quite tense, quite cagey, because neither side wants to concede too much space and possession.
Yes, particularly last game of the day, it's always quite tense. Ladies won last year with the last game of the day last year. I think it was a 4-2, maybe a 3-2 win for York. It was a close game, but the audiences were very, very tense and keeping that energy up for the teams, which you can see here today as well.
Just like to commend every player that's played today. It's been a really, really solid effort and have put on a really, really good showing of hockey today, and everyone should be immensely proud of themselves. We have walking over here the York captain, Sam Boone, and a Lancaster player, Lancaster captain Dougie as well. So we will go over for an interview. Sorry? Well, in chaps, a very hard-fought game, a very hot afternoon. How do you think the game went?
Yeah, it's really good. Just absolute dogfight. We gave everything we could, stuck to the game plan, and honestly, it was such a really enjoyable day. Crowd was amazing. Oppo was great. I just had great fun.
Good. Lancaster?
Yeah, we've had a good season. That was a fun game to top it off. We're a bit upset we didn't get the win, but York played pretty well today, up for a fight, and they've got some serious pace out there, to be fair to them. Yeah,
it was a very end-to-end game, lots of counter-attacking and lots of hard work, so really well done. Thank you very much. So that is the end of our coverage here today. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been an exceptional day of hockey on the JLD. I think York took it on an overall in the hockey. We'll wait to see how that reflects in the Roses standings towards the end.
Yeah. At the minute, I think Lancaster ahead, but the day's not done and there's games tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
So yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching on Roses television and listening on the radio. Hope you've enjoyed and caught as much sport as possible. I believe there is some more sport taking place later in the evening, so catch that if you get the chance.
Thanks for listening. Roses Live is brought to you by URY and Bailrig FM.